Good morning, folks. Cowboy here. You know, it's getting closer and closer to Christmas and getting time to that cookie day and also making party mix. So this morning I'm going to show you a simple recipe that is actually on the back of the Chex boxes. So we're going to make some party mix, and we use 10 cups of cereal, which 5 kinds of the Chex ingredients. You got corn, rice, wheat, 3 kinds. And then you put 2 cups of mixed nuts and some goldfish crackers, as well as some pretzel sticks. So I'm going to show you what that end product looked like here in just a second, where we've already mixed it. We also like to add some of our favorite party snacks. This is some salty corn chips. We've got some chili cheese corn sesame sticks. We also put some salted sesame sticks in it. So I'll show you that, and then I'll tell you how we mix the sauce that goes on it. So here we have got all the ingredients mixed. You can tell we've got 3 big pans. We're lucky to have an oversized oven, and we can bake all of these at the same time. Now these are going to go into the oven after they have been coated with the sauce, and we're going to cook them at 250 degrees. We're going to stir them every 15 minutes and re-sauce them, and then rotate them for a total of 1 hour. Now, we're only going to sauce once. So here's our sauce. We've already got it made. We keep stirring it around and keep it flowing. So this is made up of 2 sticks of butter, melted of course, and we got a half a cup of Worcestershire sauce. Then we're going to use 2 tablespoons of seasoned salt, and garlic powder and onion powder, and we're going to pour this into a shaker, and then we will shake that over top of that party mix. So I'll show you how we do that. So now we're going to sauce them, and you want to sauce them to all of the cereal is wet. We're using sort of an oversized salt shaker. So now I'm going to move on to this one. So we've got those all coated. We have the oven preheated to 250 degrees, and now we're going to put them in and bake them for 15 minutes. Then we'll turn them, rotate them, stir them, put them back in for a total of 1 hour, stirring every 15 minutes. And like I always tell you, use a timer. We're off to the races. So I found these cut protection gloves, so I'm going to see how they do bringing those hot pans out. I guess I'm going to know pretty quick, but you can see they're pretty tough, and I've used them a few times on some hot stuff, and they work pretty good. So we'll see how that goes. We're getting close to our first turning. All right, we're coming down on that timer. There we go. So now I'm going to remember where I put each of these, and I don't believe that is going to work. Those things are pretty doggone hot. I'm talking about the gloves. So I went from top to bottom. So now, I'm going to give it a stir. And of course we got all of these really good and wet. As one wise person told me, if you don't get them good and coated, all you're doing is baking cereal. Because you can see I'm stirring this around so that we get it all heated up. Hope you can see that. I like to use these. They do a great job. So now I'm going to give it a little bit of shake. And now we're going to start. This was the first one. It will go on the second. This was the second. It will go on the bottom. And this was the bottom one. And it will go on the top. And now I'll set the timer for 15 more minutes. Alright, we'll be back shortly. So there goes that timer. Alrighty, we will get that stirred and go back in the oven again. So just as a little note, as I'm stirring this time, it doesn't seem as wet, and you can hear that it's getting, as it hits the pan, it's making more of a baked sound. So we know that we are well on our way to some delicious party mix. All right, we'll give those a shake and get them back in the oven. So we've already cooked it 30 minutes, and now we're into the third section. We'll bring it up to 45. We'll stir it one more time, cook it 15, and it'll be done. Then we got to let it cool. All right, there goes that buzzer for the third turn. So we'll get those out and get them all turned. All righty. That buzzer went off. We're gonna take it off. Ooh, like I told you, I wish you could smell through the phone. Now we're going to let this cool for probably maybe 10-15 minutes in the pan. Then we will spread it out and let it cool off then completely. So we'll be back shortly and show you that other cooling process. So we let that cool for a few minutes in the pans, and now we've laid it out on our dining room table. Put down a big towel, 2 big towels, and then layered it with tinfoil to protect the table. And now we're letting that cool. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Man, it's great. Okay, so we've got this all laid out. Now we let this dry out because these peanuts don't seem to taste quite right until you let it dry out for a little bit. So I'm going to grab a handful and let's give it a taste. Can you hear that crunch? Delicious. Well, let's have a snack. I'll see you on down the trail.